This is the ground floor of the Saudi consulate. This is an original crime scene sketch of what a composite sketch of what police compiled when they were inside trying to gather evidence, as you said, more than 2 weeks after the crime. Now, as you can see, this is a little complicated, so we prepared a rendering of this first floor. And as you can see, the entrance now, Khashoggi had entered, so we're now at 1:14 p.m. He's greeted at the front corridor by two people. We believe that these are two people that he recognizes, judging from the cordial conversation between them. After a minute or two of small talk, Khashoggi is asked to be taken to the second floor to talk to the consul general. He feels suspicious and he resists, but then he is taken by force. So we're now slowly making our way to the second floor. If I could get a second floor.
I believe it's the top floor there.
Yes, the top floor. Okay, now we're at the top floor. Can we get the original first? Is that possible? This is the original of the top floor. This is, again, the police composite sketch. Let's go back to the rendering.
We'll do. Explain. Yeah.
Anyway, we're now at the top floor, and he's told that he's going to be taken to the consul general's office, but he's actually taken to this room to the right side of our screen, and there he's met by Maher Mutreb. Maher Mutreb is the supposed leader of the Tiger Squad, the 15-man assassination team, and he's a man that directly talks with Saud al-Qahtani, a top Mohammed bin Salman aide, the Crown Prince's top aide. So after he's taken to the room, he's greeted by Maher Mutreb, and Maher Mutreb begins a thorough interrogation of Khashoggi. In this interrogation, he's also asked to return to Riyadh, which he resists. He's also told to text his son Saleh Khashoggi and tell him that he will not be able to reach him for the next coming days and that he'll be in Istanbul. Again, he resists. After a couple minutes, there's a scuffle, and he's injected with what we believe to be a lethal dose of drugs brought in from Egypt by a forensics expert, Tubegi. He's also suffocated with a plastic bag, and this is the room to the top right where we believe Jamal Khashoggi was killed. Okay. Now at around 1:39 p.m., we first hear a bone saw being used, so we can believe that the dismemberment process carried out by the forensics expert Tubegi began in this room. We also believe that Maher Mutreb called Mohammed bin Salman's chief aide, Saud al-Qahtani, and said, "Tell your boss the job is done." So we are now at the top floor. Then from the top floor, after the dismemberment is done, now begins the process of logistics towards the consul general's residence. His body is carried down to the basement floor.
Okay.
This is the original of the basement floor. I also want to point out that you could see there are little boxes around. If we can get the rendering, please. You're going to see in the rendering there's X's with biometric evidence. Now, the biometric evidence can mean two things. It can mean organic evidence, which is either blood, sweat, tears, or saliva, or it can mean irregular chemicals. What I mean by irregular chemicals, heavy cleaning agents, not your everyday cleaning agents. So there's a lot of biometric evidence scattered around, especially the basement. There's also a lot of biometric evidence in the room where he was killed on the top floor as well. Now, while the Saudis were very careful in cleaning the room that he was killed, we can see that they got sloppy as he was carried down into the basement. Now, after he was carried down into the basement, it is believed that through the right side, through a right exit, he was loaded onto a minivan where around 3:30 p.m., the van, which was carrying Khashoggi's body, left the consulate for the consul general's house. And about half an hour later, a body double exits from the garden exit, taking CCTV on a ride throughout Istanbul, trying to replicate the image of Khashoggi walking around.